is good.
Would you like to comment on the injury?
So you may notice I have this nice cool peanut band-aid. Because this is what happens when you're cooking in the kitchen. Sometimes it's like a war zone. Whatever. Let's focus on these mushrooms and not my war room. If you feel sorry for me, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Welcome to Cooking with Q. I'm Q, and thanks for stopping by my kitchen today. Just because Cinco de Mayo is around the corner, I decided to spice it up a bit for us. So we're gonna make some great dishes in honor of Cinco de Mayo. We're gonna make, number one, some quesadillas. We're gonna make a vegan version, and then we're gonna make a chicken version for my meat eaters. The second thing we're gonna make, we're gonna do tacos, because what's Cinco de Mayo without tacos, right? Now, to throw in a bonus, because you can't have Cinco de Mayo without guacamole, or I could just love guacamole. Either way, it's being made. Indulge. I'm gonna show you guys how to make it from scratch, and if you wanna enhance something because you don't feel like going through all that, I got some store-bought methods for you. You guys stick with me. Let's see how we can get this done. So we are gonna be easy with this today, okay? We are not gonna roast an entire chicken. I didn't have time to roast an entire chicken after I got off work. Sure didn't. What I did do was go to my local grocery store. Kroger has all natural chickens already roasted and prepared in a bag. I grabbed one. They're like super simple and easy. $7 or $8, boom. We are going to shred the chicken. I have a fork. This is not rocket science. We're literally going to shred the chicken off of the bone. That's it. And this is the chicken that we're going to use for our quesadillas and for the tacos. Super easy, right? You see that? And it's so roasted already so well, you don't have to do anything. So look at that. Nice, easy, simple. Sorry, chicken. I feel totally bad for you. And yes, I get this question all the time. People always ask me, how, if you don't eat the meat, how can you cook it? I have a nose of a canine, and I have children that are not vegan. I do not force them to starve because I am vegan. But I hope that eventually they take my ways. So it's shredding, shredding, shredding. The bones I put to the side. And that's all we're doing. And once we're done with this, we're going to just put it directly in the pan. And it just falls off because it's already roasted nicely. So this is not like rocket scientists. We don't have to do too much. So now that we shredded that chicken, I am going to pop it all in the bowl and get our pan ready for us to like cook it in, add some taco seasonings, okay? Nicely shredded. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's going in a taco. Nobody's going to see it. Just get her done, okay? So now we are going to get it popping. I want to get this chicken seasoned and ready to go because we're going to use this for both of our entrees. We're going to use it for the quesadilla and we're also going to use it for the taco. So I have some taco seasoning, super easy, and of course I want to put my a little homemade little seasoning on it. Peppery, because I just love peppery things. And as I tell you guys all the time, it's your taste buds, not mine. So if you don't like peppery, don't add the pepper. If you just want regular taco seasoning, then taco it up, baby. It's no big deal. Let's get it started. So I'm gonna put some in here. I got my pan hot. And the only thing that I'm gonna put is I'm gonna add a little bit of the seasoning. And you guys see that. Boop. Olive oil ministry. Not too much. A little bit. And we'll let that simmer for a second. Cool? These are taco seasoning, people. It doesn't have to be like the most expensive kind. It can just be taco seasoning. If you don't want to use taco seasoning because you know how to make authentic taco seasoning, do you? Like, go ahead and pour that out in there. I want you guys to see it. Recycle. You guys see? The packet always tells you to use a packet full of the water with it. You can tell when it's good because your chicken kind of turns the color of the taco seasoning. So I'm gonna grab some water. No measuring. Ooh, 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 ooh. Baby! Boom. Guess what we got? A plate. Done.com. Now that we have our chicken already seasoned, cooked, ready to go, for our meat eaters, we're going to take care of our vegans. The vegan tacos and some of the quesadillas are going to be made with tofu. I went by my local grocery store. In like the health food area, they will have tofu. So I got at Kroger, they have like a Simple Truth. It's like organic and it is extra firm. I get the extra firm version. So today I am going to pop this baby open. We're going to, you know, slice it out the way we want, and we are going to press the extra water out of it and cook it up. We're gonna do it the same way we did the chicken, as if it was chicken, but it's not. Okay, so let's get to it. So I want to show this. And I only want to show this for people who have never had tofu or have never eaten tofu, okay? Tofu is literally kept in a container filled with water. Now, tofu, people use it because if you were to cook this raw and not put anything in it, it has like no flavor. This absorbs the flavor that you give it. A lot of times when I have people that are vegan and they used to be meat eaters and they want to try to start eating healthy and they're like, oh, I want to try something new, you know, I want to cook tofu. If I cook the tofu, what do I have to do? Tofu is a very good ingredient for you to be able to make it the flavor that you want. It owns whatever flavor you put in it. So the fact that we're making tacos today, if I use taco seasoning and the peppery, my like homemade Canadian steak, it's going to take on that flavor. It's going to own it. It looks like I don't even know what to tell you what it looks like. It looks like a piece of white cake or something. It's so awkward. But this is what it is, and I'm going to show you guys how to get it done. I'm going to pour off all the water, and I want you guys to see what it looks like. It literally looks like some white piece of cake. It looks super awkward and it looks like it probably tastes gross, but I'm going to make it so that it doesn't taste gross. So we are going to slice this baby up, and then we're going to squeeze out the rest of the water that's left inside of it. They do have tools like a tofu press that will extract all the water from it, but in our case we're going to keep it real regular because it's just the easiest thing to do. I'm not going to tell you guys to go buy a tool, but it's easy. I'm going to slice this a little bit thick because we're going to dice it so that it's almost like diced cubes of chicken, right? So I am going to slice this like this. Oh, let's get this out the way. Simple. You see that? And we're going to literally squeeze out all the extra solution, like water that's in it, because that's what they're packaged in, water. So simple. I have regular paper towel. This is not anything fancy. And you press it. Like I said, they do have equipment that do this. It's just like a tofu press. Do you have to buy it? No, this does the same thing. So I did one side and it takes all the water out. We're going to flip it over and we're going to do the other side. And the reason why is because, like I said, this absorbs whatever flavor that you give it. So if I pull, it's like a sponge. If I pull all the moisture out of it, anything that I put in it is going to get absorbed inside of it. So we're going to push. That's all I'm doing is pushing it out. You guys see that? And tofu, you can cook whatever way you want. I literally, sometimes I grill it. Sometimes I grill it. You can do whatever you want with it. I can grill it. I have some of my family folks who love like catfish, so I'll make like a faux catfish. And I've done that, and it's so funny because I trick people and they never know what I've done. I love it. Like, oh, that's tofu. They're like, what? But it tastes so good. Yeah, I know. You're welcome. So now look at that. There's no water left. These things are dried out. So now I'm gonna dice these. So good. So now you see what they look like. They look like little cubes. And I'm going to cook them the same way that I did the shredded chicken. We're going to pan these. Now they're in the pan. I have no flavoring in this pan yet. So I am going to add those peppery seasonings, my little homemade seasoning. Boom. I'm just peppery, so I like all this extra peppery stuff Stick some turmeric in there. There's a bunch of stuff in there. I just covered it because they absorb whatever flavor that you give them. Like, I can't repeat that enough. They absorb everything that you put on them. So if you were to dump them in like an entire pan of onions, they will be oniony, okay? It absorbs exactly what you give it. So I put my homemade steak seasoning, and now I'm gonna put the taco sauce on there, right? I'm gonna add some olive oil. Like I told you guys, same thing I did to the shredded chicken, I'm gonna do to this. Because when you go from being a meat eater to a vegan, the biggest thing that you want to do is you want to figure out the flavors that you miss. You don't necessarily always have to have the meat. So if you figure out what flavors that you like, you can turn the things that are vegan into exactly what you need. And you have to know what items that you can do to make them the same flavor. And this is going to be the same flavor as the chicken, so I'm not missing anything. So I got that going. I'm going to put some of that taco seasoning in here. Guys, see that? And because this is tofu, I'm going to put a little bit more in this. Because like I said, it absorbs it. I want these to be pretty much covered. Boom. I didn't add water yet because I'm kind of letting it, absorb the flavors. So many different flavors. You can make these spicy. You can do whatever you want. Again, these are my taste buds. Whatever works for you, do you. But these babies smell amazing. Keeping it real. Keeping it real. I tell people all the time, I have the nose of a canine. So that's how I can tell you what everything is going to taste like without tasting it. Because meat eaters eat my food and be like, how did you do this? Like, you couldn't even taste it. That's what I do. That's why they call me Cooking with Q. I'm going to let that get a little bit solid, and I am going to get us ready to start working on maybe dicing some tomatoes and stuff, because we're going to need that for our avocado and for our tacos. So I'm going to let that go for a little bit, because I don't want them to be soggy. So if you look at them, you see how they're a little bit wet? I want them to, I don't want to say fried hard, but I want them to be like, I want the flavor to be seared inside of it. So I'm going to let that go. You feel me? I know. So we are ready to plate this. If you guys pay attention, now there is no extra like juiciness, wateriness in the bottom of the pan, and each piece is almost like seared a bit. So we're gonna plate this, but it looks amazing. Like, look at that. That's fantastical. Is that a word? It's mine. Accept it. Look at that. Bless God right here in this place. Look at that. Let's go ahead and plate this baby. Yes, Lord. You're confused. You don't even know what to do. You don't even know which one to look at. Chicken, tofu. Chicken, tofu. So right now I'm going to saute some mushrooms for our vegan quesadillas. They're going to be awesome. I was super quick. I grabbed some portobello mushrooms because those are my favorites and they are the best for you. I grabbed some portobello mushrooms. I'm going to get these rinsed off, and we are going to saute them for our quesadillas, and you can probably stick them on your tacos as well. So let me get this done. We also have some fresh avocados that we're going to get ready for our guacamole, because you can't have all this stuff without having guacamole. It's just not right. So I'm going to get everything cleaned off and rinsed, and then we'll go to work, okay? I'm not cutting these mushrooms too thin because there's no reason. These are going to be the filling for our tacos and the filling for our quesadillas. So I like them thick. And like I said, I tell you guys this all the time, Cooking with Q is like a living cookbook. You make it what works for you. Look at that. Amazing, right? Thank God for whatever you call this. So while this baby is cooking, whoa, holy smokes! Let's go ahead and add some olive oil to our mushrooms. Look at God. Look at that glory. Now, once these get sauteed, this is going to be the meat for our, like I said, quesadillas and for the actual tacos. I'm excited because this is like one of my favorite things. If you tell me you want to go eat Mexican, do you know what I would do? Leave, stop whatever I'm doing, and eat Mexican, because I'm all about it. As long as they care about my allergies. So, it's popping tonight, okay? I'm not going to season the mushrooms at all, and the reason why is because I feel like our tofu is overly seasoned, and when we put this inside of the quesadillas, it'll melt. It doesn't have to be overly seasoned. You just want to get all the flavors anyway. So I'm going to do these, and then we're going to start working on our guacamole. So we have some avocados. We're going to get them prepared because we are going to make some guacamole, because who wants quesadillas or tacos without guacamole? I want guacamole. Okay, so let's get it popping. I got our first avocado here. These are ripe and ready to go. I was slightly disturbed because it seems like avocado prices are on the rise. Don't really know why. Boom. Yay! Avocados! If you don't eat guacamole, it's because you've never tasted Q's guacamole. Okay? And I'm going to show y'all a secret. I don't even put onion in it because my husband's allergic. And it's pretty lit. You're welcome. So boom, we got all of our halves over here. We got all of our seeds on here. And if I'm perfectly honest with you, I save the seeds because I'm cray-cray. And I like to grow things. I love growing things. So I have been growing an avocado tree, and I have 2 of them right now. And this looks like we got 4 more. Welcome to it. So let's get these seeds out. Not too bad. Oh, look at that. Look at that. This is so ripe and ready to go. Glory. What about you? Are you ready? Oh, you were a little bit. Okay, I see you. I see you. I see you. Whoa, we almost lost a finger. No, I'm just kidding. Super nice and easy. When your avocados are ripe, you should be able to just scrape them out. Like super simple, super easy. When you're at the store, if I can show you one that's still left, because I'm the person at the store that it has to be the most perfect avocado. When you go to the store, the avocados have a little seed in it. When you pick the avocado up, you pop the seed out. If the seed is like dark, that means it's old. Don't get it. When you pop the seed out and it looks like that, it's like light green, not too light. It has a little, you know, a couple of brown dots in it. That's a perfect avocado. It's going to be super soft on the inside, right? And sometimes if you're squeezing the outside, you can tell. But like they're super creamy. It's perfect. If you get one that's too hard, they just don't turn out right and they don't have the same taste. So for you to make sure that you have the right texture, when you go to the store to pick out an avocado, pop those stems out. And it's so funny because sometimes my grocer will be like, you're just going to stay here and pop out all the stems? Yes, because I only want the best avocados. You're welcome. This is about to be some amazing guacamole. This guacamole is going to be so lit. Look at that. It's literally cream. Look at that. It's like cream. It's literally like mayo. It's like I'm scooping ice cream out of the ice cream carton. So I have some fresh limes for us. We got fresh cilantro, and we're going to dice some tomatoes to put into it. We're going to use my hand mixer and break down these avocados so that they're not too creamy. I want them to have some type of chunk because I like the consistency of the guacamole to be a little bit thicker. And we're going to do that right now. So take a look at what they look like now. And we're going to get these things ready for our guac. So I know there are some judges out there, so I want to make sure I give you guys information to judge me on. I don't always feel like forking these avocados to make them smooth, so I have a hand blender. It's like one of the greatest presents that somebody ever gave me because it's just so easy and it helps me. It is electric. It's only 200 watt, but it does what it does for my avocados. So right now, my dears, I'm gonna make it do what it do, and we're going to get these avocados squished and ready for this freaking guacamole. Check it out. You see that? Boom. And look at it. It has a button. One button, it gets popping. Down, down, down. I love this thing. I love it. Look at that. Done. How many times was that? Like 7? I like zoop, 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 zoop. 7 times? We're done. Look at that. Perfect. This thing is made from heaven. Y'all crazy. I left it a little bit chunky, so you can see there are small chunks. They're not huge, but it's a little bit of chunks in there on purpose, just because it works for us. I'm going to save these. I know you guys are looking at me, but I'm going to save these because I like to plant avocado trees. Tomatoes are super, I'm going to do like 3, and we're just going to dice them. Super nice, super easy. And I am not making like super, I'm not a thin slicer, and the reason why is because I like things chunky. I like to be able to taste the food. I'm going to drop these in. And you can see exactly how much I used. We have our Himalayan salt and pepper. I'm gonna put these in our guacamole. Real nice, real easy. For the pepper, I have it at second to the last. So we're at our, because it's 6 levels on the pepper, I have it at level 5 right now for our guacamole. And yes, I am adding some pepper. And then we have a couple of limes. I'm gonna slice open, move over tomato. Stick our lime in there. And we're gonna use fresh lime juice. How you like that? Woo-hoo-hoo. Killing you fools out here. It's gonna be so good, I swear to you. Let's get one more. I love this. Whoever created this idea was from God, because it makes it so much easier for me. So we're gonna stir these up. So we got tomatoes, we got lime juice, we have salt and pepper, and I use Himalayan sea salt just because I like it. It's better for you. And we are going to add some fresh cilantro. So we're gonna steal some of the cilantro. And I am a fan of cilantro. Let's bring that on in. You guys see that? And they have some contraptions that you can just stick this in and it'll do this for you. But I mean, this is easy to me just because I love fresh herbs. So let's sprinkle some of this on because I feel like I'm happy with it. Look at the consistency. Got it? Look at that. How happy is that looking? Look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? So, you knew the garlic was coming, right? We all know how much I love garlic. See that? It's like a garlic explosion. Now, I've already doused this up, but I'm going to show you guys something that they have at the store. At every grocery store you go to, they have like little packets of, and this is like a, I call it a mom hack, because sometimes you don't have time to like find cilantro or dice fresh tomatoes. You can just get these packets and do it with your avocado. It's usually at every grocery store I've ever been to. So we're going to stick these to the side for today because we don't need them. But this is already ready. And now we can probably start to build our quesadillas. So this is the last thing that you guys are going to have to cook. It is some vegan kind of like shredded chicken, so it'll almost mimic the chicken. So we got tofu for our tacos, but then for the quesadillas, I like to put this inside of it. These are called teriyaki chicken strips, but I don't even use the teriyaki. Like, I'm going to be perfectly honest. It comes in a bag where you can actually reseal this and you don't have to cook it all. So we're going to put these in the pan real quick. And the only thing I'm going to add to it is olive oil. And while those are cooking, I'm probably going to get some kale ready, because we're going to use kale instead of lettuce because it's better for us, and I always need vitamin K. And we're going to use kale on our tacos instead of regular lettuce. Okay? So I got my kale chopped up, and now I can go back to our meatless meat. So look at that. Perfect. So these are going to be really, really good. And once we are done here, we are going to put these in a bowl, but we'll use them when we're making our quesadillas. Look at that. Meatless. So we're going to start making our vegan quesadillas. So I am going to, we have just a simple pack of wheat tortillas. We are going to use these. I'm going to spray our pan with like a olive oil spray. Tortilla, I just nicely place it in the pan. I got a nice size pan, not too big. I'm going to let that cook. So I'm going to grab some of our Daya cheese. Daya is amazing because they are one of our sponsors. So we always use their stuff for our recipes because they just it's really good. It does its job. It melts. It does what it's supposed to do. So I'm going to, while that is cooking, grab a little bit of that, like a little handful, not even a whole handful, and I'm going to put it at the bottom. Can you see that? I am going to grab some of our vegan chicken meat that we used. And mind you, it's a, you don't have to use a lot. You don't have to use a lot at all. So I'm going to sit that there. I am also tempted to put some fresh cilantro in there. And then I am going to use a few tomatoes. Not a lot, just a little, because you have to flip this over and you're going to have to flatten it so that it fills it for you. Okay? So I'm going to let that cook for a second. And now it should be brown enough on one side. So I am going to flip this baby over. Look at that. Because she should be happy. So now we got one side, and now I'm going to flip this baby over. There we go. That's what I like. I like it to be golden. It's brown on both sides. I'm going to plate it, and I'm going to slice it in half. In our family, we are like kind of easy, so I'm going to slice that into two because they like to pick them up and grab them like this. You see that? Look at that. So we're gonna make a chicken taco. I want you guys to check it out. We have our shell. We're gonna load this thing up with chicken, cheese, tomatoes, and even though this one is not a vegan one, we're still gonna use vegan cheese just because everybody in this house loves Daya. So that's what we're using. So here we have our taco. This is our seasoned chicken meat that we had. I'm going to stuff it like you would a normal taco. Next thing we're gonna do is add some fresh chopped kale on there. Look at that. She's already pretty. Then I am going to add a little tomato. I'm going to set this down and add some cheese. And happiness lives here. Now we're going to make a vegan one. And we're going to use our tofu that we made and our mushrooms for this taco. We are going to add some of our tofu meat. We'll do kale. I'm going to stuff this baby with some mushrooms here. And why not some tomatoes? And we're going to plate it. Opposite side. Add some cheese. Happiness? I think so. I'm ready to eat if you really know the truth. So there is no better way to end this episode than with us having a Cinco de Mayo margarita. Look at this. Jose Cuervo has mixed. All you have to do is add the tequila. Hey! It's Cinco de Mayo! You know our website. It's www.cookingwithq.com. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Subscribe to the website. And until next time, friends, may your taste buds be forever satisfied. Bye! This is good. Who does like a good margarita? Tell me the truth. Come on, somebody say something. You don't need a recipe for this.